It is another early start, and I'm still lying in my bed, looking up into the netting that surrounds it. Ashley peeks through the netting. Hey, Talon, time to get up. We have to be out of here early. Yes, I know. I pitifully roll out of bed. I am not as good at waking early as Ashley and Sidira are. I go through my morning ritual, and before long, we are out on the path to the forest. Noon quickly arrives, and Sidira suggests that we go back to the North Shore to relax for the afternoon. The North Shore is a good choice because just the other day, there weren't many others on the beach, and it should be the same kind of turnout this afternoon. We come to the clearing of the forest and make our way down the grassy path. I spot a ship that looks anchored just off the deeper side of the reef and stop. Sidira, I whisper her name. I don't know why. Yes, I see it. They are far enough away. We will stick to the plan and head down. Today is no exception. We are the only ones here and set up on the sand for an afternoon of lazing in the sun. That has got to be the princess's ship, I say as I stare at it while lying in the sun. Sidira is off cooling herself in the ocean, and it is just Ash and me lying together. Yes, I think so too, Ashley answers. What do you think they are doing here? Shouldn't they be anchored closer to the harbor near home? It's not the typical ship route, I think aloud. Ash says, who knows with them? I think this princess is a bit of a free spirit. I thought royalty had their servants do the bidding, but I guess I was wrong. We both watch Sidira come out of the water and approach us. Hey girls, I want to swim in the reef. Would you like to come? In no time, we are all out on the sand dune and ready to dive into the depths of the reef. Let's go, girls. With a smile and a look of playfulness, Sidira dives with a splash down into the depths of the reef. Ashley and I follow, and down we go, flipping, twirling, and following each other as we explore. A short distance away, on board the ship, the princess and her two servants talk. They look like mermaids, the way that they are swimming. They are dancing in the depths, says the taller servant as she looks on. They have tools to view from a distance. Even through the reflection of the sky on the ocean's surface, they can see through, into the reef. Yes, I want to do what they are doing. Nafisa said our pearls were found here. I want to see it up close. The princess puts down her gazing tool. The princess requests, Can you have a boat prepared for us to go to the shore? Yes, princess. Not long after, the princess and her two servants are dropped off on the shore. They walk along the shore and want to come into the water, but they are unsure of just how. She knows how to dive and swim, but isn't sure on the currents and path that we took to go in. Sidira is the first to spot them when she comes up for air. They are on shore. How did we miss that? Sidira gasps with disbelief. The three of us have surfaced. It looks like two of the three people on the shore are now waving us over. We can't ignore them now. They see our stuff on the shore and can tell that we have seen them because they start waving more frantically with excitement. I grow shy, but say, shall we? It would appear odd and suspicious if we were to try to swim away. We all swim up to the dune and return to the shore. It is kind of a funny encounter because we swim naked. As we approach, we know from the details Mom provided us yesterday that this is the princess and her two servants. I never imagined meeting royalty, let alone meeting them completely unclothed. The taller servant walks up to greet us seemingly unfazed. She is the first to speak. We saw you from the ship and were wondering if you can take us down into the reef? Sidira answers politely. It would be our pleasure. I know she is lying. The princess says, I am Rosaleen, and this is Isabel and Sulena. They bow their heads. Sidira says, Princess, what an honor it is to meet you. I am Sidira, and this is Talon. I bow my head, and this is Ashleia. Ashleia bows. Isabel asks, Do you always swim without clothes? The slender woman's accent is a little distracting, but I can understand her well enough and answer, Yes, it is easiest for propelling yourself through the water, and your clothes don't go through the wear and tear or get soiled with the salt of the ocean. My sisters and I quickly smile nervously. It is infectious, and in half a second, all of us are giggling. The first-time encounter nerves quickly dissolve. Rosaleen, Isabel, and Sulena remove their clothing and leave the garments with ours. Sidira leads the group out to the sand dune and back down to the reef. Just like the other day of pearl hunting, the ocean is warm, and the sun's rays pierce through the ocean water and ripple along the reef. My sisters and I flip and spin through the water. Rosaleen, Isabel, and Sulina are quickly mimicking our movements and truly enjoying themselves as we swim over the vibrant corals, pinks, blues, yellows, and so many schools of bright, shiny fish. After a long swim, we finally swim back to the shore and sit with our new companions on the white sandy beach. Princess Rosaleen asks me, "That pearl around your neck looks familiar. Do you know if your pearl was found here on the North Shore?" I answer, "Yes." Rosaleen grins and says, "I actually purchased 5 pearls yesterday, just like the one you are wearing. They are being delivered to me this evening. The woman I purchased them from said that her pearls were from this shore. Did you purchase your pearl from her?" "No," I swallow, and am a little nervous. Her questions are growing more personal. Princess Rosaleen asks, "Did you find the pearl that you are wearing?" I nod. Rosaleen persists, "Were you the one that supplied the pearls to the woman that keeps a stand in town?" Saidira speaks up, "We went diving for them a couple of days ago." Princess Rosaleen doesn't back away with her questions. "What was your price for the trade with the woman?" Saidira answers, "Food, clothing, shelter." Rosaleen knows our connection and nods in understanding. She isn't surprised. Sulena has been very quiet the entire time, but asks, "Do you have a father that has been called to serve?" Ashley answers, "I have never known him." Princess Rosaleen asks, "None of you have been called upon by the visitors nor have followed a young man to the city?" Saidira replies, "No, Princess. We have been fortunate to remain here for so long, and we have sort of been unfortunate in finding love. There haven't been many options who have stayed long enough to notice and for us to be able to fall in love with and to follow them." Princess Rosaleen looks intrigued and asks, "Please join us on the ship for dinner. I will send for your mother to join us." Her words come off more as a demand than as a question. The small boat that brought Princess Rosaleen, Isabel, and Sulena to the shore earlier has returned. The driver turns the boat off in the shallows and allows it to drift up onto the sand. We are trapped without a way out. We can't run or hide, and besides, at this point, I'm not even sure if this is a good princess or a bad one because we are so far removed from Thressalon City and the happenings of the palace. Little is known about Princess Rosaleen. We know that she is young, but King Wolfram hasn't really brought her into the spotlight. She has a confidence to her and isn't afraid to show it. My guess is that she isn't much older than Saidira and probably has a suitor lined up for her at home. Why is she here? Something isn't right, but all we can do for now is go. The small boat comes to a slow along the side of the ship. We climb a ladder to the main level. The crew who greeted us are left to store the boat. This ship is jaw-dropping. It is like a smaller version of a cruise ship or a massive yacht. It is so much wealth for one person. It is white, and everything seems to be clean and new. Leather-bound seating, huge spacious decks for lounging, and servants. The inside is a spacious home, white carpets and lightly stained wood flooring, white leather couches and loungers, and windows from floor to ceiling on both sides in the living room area. We don't get a full tour of the ship, but from what I can see so far, our home fits into this ship at least 10 times. We settle on the front deck at a more intimate table. A servant quietly approaches and asks, "Is there anything that I can assist you with?" Rosaleen nods, her warm, confident eyes and a smile to match. "Yes, sangrias for all, please, and a couple of trays of assorted fruit." The servant nods with a rehearsed smile. "As you wish, my princess." He quietly departs. Rosaleen starts the conversation. "Today in the reef was amazing." She turns, saying to my sisters and me, "I have never experienced anything quite as beautiful as what you have showed me today." Saidira answers with a kind but bashful expression, "You're welcome, princess." "So, what do you think?" When we glance at Rosaleen, she glances around her, showing she is referring to her ship. Ashley says breathlessly, "It is something that we have never experienced. You do have a magnificent ship, and your servants are so kind." Rosaleen chuckles. "I guess that today is a day full of firsts for all of us." She lifts her glass. "Cheers to that." We all copy her. lifting our glasses, and then sip our refreshing drinks. Another servant, escorting my mother, approaches the table and introduces her. Princess, Nafisa is here to visit. Rosaleen addresses the servant, then my mother. Thank you, please sit down. And she gives one more request to the servant. And before you leave a glass for Nafisa as well. The servant returns with the drink, and he disappears again. My mother looks at my sisters and me with a bit of uneasiness. I can tell that she is wondering how much this princess knows of our family. Funny as it seems, my mother is the only one who is clothed at the table, wearing one of her new dresses made of purple and rare Ashanthian silk that the princess offered in her trade. The dress drapes her body and ends at her knee. She looks regal. Mom makes a joke of it to break the silence. Princess, I love the fabric and this dress. Your tailor did a wonderful job, but I can't help but ask. Should I undress? Everyone looks at one another and laughs. We never dressed when the boat returned to take us to the ship. Rosaleen says, No, please wear your dress. Your daughters have taken us to visit the reef, and that detail escaped us. We never dressed afterward. Mother says to Saidira, Ashleia, and me, How kind of you to show the princess the reef. We all look at Mother and can see in her eyes, buried far down for only her daughters to sense, that she is now worried for us. Princess Rosaleen replies, They are very kind and welcoming. They have the same characteristics as you. It amazes me that no one from your family has been called to serve or has followed a loved one to the city. Your family is very intriguing to me, and I want to know more. Tell me your story. Mom and Saidira explain our life to the princess, our home, our way of living, our likes and dislikes. As the conversation continues, servants continue to bring out appetizers, the main dish, lamb, followed by desserts of sweets and chocolate. This has been the most delicious meal that I have ever had. We have eaten so much that we are all somewhat sluggish. There is still a hint of uncertainty that lies within Mother, my sisters, and me, but the impression that I have is that the princess seems to be better than bad, and unconsciously I let my guard down. Rosaleen concludes, Shall we dress now and move inside? We all follow Rosaleen's lead. Rosaleen instructs Isabel and Sulena. Sulena, please see Nafisa to the living room. Isabeli, assist the girls and me, and we will meet back in the living room. When we are back, Sulena, you can excuse yourself and dress and quietly return to us. Sulena nods and escorts Mom to the living room. My sisters and I follow Isabel and the princess. We are quickly washed down with soap and a damp cloth by Isabel and sprayed with a perfume, and like Mom's dress, we are clothed in what I assume to be Rosaleen's beautiful dresses. Isabel works her fingers and quickly fastens our hair into simple, tied-up hairstyles, and we are shown to the living room, where Mother is already sitting on a white leather couch and sipping her drink. We sit with Mom on the couch, and Rosaleen, Isabel, and Sulena sit across from us. The sun has just set, and the sight of the sky through the large living room window is revealing a canvas of pinks and oranges. Rosaleen starts the conversation, but this time her tone is more serious. She sips her drink, sets it down, and speaks. Even though I have known you all for a very short time, I find myself liking all of you in such a way that it feels that I have known you all forever. I think of myself as a good judge of character and find myself intrigued by the life that you lead. I am not stupid, and know that neither are you. I know that you are concerned, especially your mother. My sisters and I glance at Mom, who is looking at the princess with unease. The princess continues, You are worried that one day your family will be called upon to serve. It isn't your daughters to blame for your family being discovered. It was fate of me coming to see your pearls and fate in my curiosity to see where the pearls came from. I have a proposal that you should not take lightly. Rosaleen takes another sip and sets her drink down. I am a kind master, and you can clearly see from the way that I treat and provide for my servants. Give me 2 daughters, Nafisa. I will leave you one, so you are not alone. I promise that you will never receive a letter to serve. Rosaleen pauses, staring down her nose for a second to let Mother process, and continues. They will remain and serve me, just as Isabel and Sulena. They will be cared for and treated kindly, and I will never trade them. Rosaleen smiles with confidence, then takes another sip from her glass and sets it down. These daughters of yours are young and beautiful. They will never see or be subject to the violence that the ones who are called to serve normally see. Nafisa knew that this was coming. She felt it in every muscle of her body even before she boarded. Should she have lingered, or even worse, deny the princess's request, the letters would soon be received, and her girls could be hurt, or even worse, lost in a battle. Women normally aren't called to fight, but they are called into dangerous situations to help soldiers, feed, clothe, care for, and be companions to them. I am holding my breath and the tears that are pooling in my eyes. I know this is the last time I will see Saidira and Mom. Nafisa speaks with a tremble in her voice. I accept. Ashlia and Talon are yours. Her voice cracks a bit as she tries to hold herself together. The princess is clearly overjoyed that Mom has agreed. Rosaleen commands, "Girls, hug your mom." Ashley and I wrap our arms around her. She is shaking. Mom whispers to us, "You know that this is better than receiving a letter, don't you?" I whisper back to her while failing to hold back my tears. "Yes, I know, Mom. I will never blame you. I love you both so much." She kisses us on our foreheads and holds us tightly for another moment. Saidira comes from behind and hugs my sister and me as Mom continues to hold us. Saidira whispers to us both, "Stay safe. Obey your princess. I love you, and I will take care of Mom. Keep us in your hearts." I whisper back to Saidira, "I will forever keep Mom and you in mine." This is our parting, and I never thought it would happen as suddenly as it has. Mom and Saidira are escorted to a small boat that drops them off on the shore. Ashley and I are ordered to remain in the living room. We watch in the light of dusk as Saidira and Mom are being dropped off on the shore. I can see that Saidira has her arm around Mom, guiding her up the path that leaves the shore into the forest. They are gone. I feel alone even though I have Ashleigh. We are with people who seem nice, but the truth is we are no longer free, and we haven't a clue what is expected of us. The princess returns alone. She dismisses Isabel and Sulena for the night. The princess quietly walks in and sits on the white leather couch she was sitting on earlier. "Don't be scared. Be excited. This is the start to your new life." Rosaleen calls to a servant, "3 more drinks. White wine, please." The servant quickly pours the drinks and hands them to us. "Drink to your new life. Cheers." The princess raises her glass, and we reluctantly do the same and drink. "Girls, I have much to teach and show you before we return to the city. The good thing about both of you is you really haven't a clue what is going on in this world, and you will need to be taught and trained before our return. Don't be sad in my presence. Come, let's go to sleep." Rosaleen leads us down a long, straight hallway, leading to double doors with crystal knobs. She opens them. We step down 3 steps into a spacious room. Her bed is at the end of the room, opposite the doors, and it's 3 steps up to her bed. Off to the right are 2 doors, one leading to a massive walk-in closet, and the second door is a luxurious bathroom with a giant shower with multiple shower heads and a tub that can hold more than a few people at a time to bathe. The wall to the left is floor-to-ceiling windows. The windows are facing out towards the open water. It is dark now, and the sky is sparkling with the moon and stars. "Come here, my girls." Rosaleen retrieves a couple of nightdresses. "Put these on." Ashley and I remove the dresses that were lent to us and put on the nightdresses. "You are sleeping with me tonight." Ashleigh is hesitant and looks at me, and I shrug, not understanding, and say, "Princess, are we to share your bed?" I don't bother to mask my confusion. "Yes, into bed with me now." Rosaleen orders us over. She steps up to her bed, draws back the silver-colored sheets, and climbs in. I climb in first, followed by my sister. Rosaleen reaches over to her bedside table and touches a remote that turns off the lights. The bed is huge, and there is more than enough space for all of us. I settle down on my left side in the middle, and it is the princess to my back, and she is snuggling up to me from behind, and I am holding Ashley in my arms. "We have a busy day ahead of us, Sleep." And just as Rosaleen has ordered, I close my eyes and doze off. I have too many questions, but one is, why is this princess literally keeping us this close?